your special
Hi,
guest.
Dr. Denise. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, hey.
Yes.
Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
Dr. Denise.
Dr. Denise.
You guys, I'm just going to use the restroom right.
Okay. Well, we still got other folks gonna be coming on, so you know how that is. It's not gonna be 30 yet, so we.
Yeah,
But
really.
I did have to make you co-host, Denise, so you should be good now. I did make you co-host.
Okay.
She was prompted.
Yeah.
Beans, cool beans.
Yeah, but Yvonne is always she always get the award for being the first person here every time we have these meetings.
Yes. And that's because I used to be shy by nature, which I do not carry that title in, but I still have some of the habits. And it is to be there first, so then you're more in control when people come to you than you go to them.
Right?
Walking into a crowded room, you know?
Yeah, that's true. You're already there, so
it's way better. I can talk, but if I have to come in the room and it's crowded, nothing's happening.
Yeah, I got you. I never thought that because I used to be shy. Like people don't believe that about me or anything, but I did. I used to be shy.
It's amazing how
you can lose yourself in a room. Like I could disappear.
Yeah, and
As if I'm not even there.
Jehovah teaches us to benefit ourselves, you know, and
that's right.
And there is nothing that you can't undo.
Right, exactly, about yourself.
Yes. So I guess I wouldn't say much to Dr. Denise because she's going to be talking.
I'm trying to fix my lighting because it's awful right now.
Okay. Do you have like one of the lights that's sitting in front of you, or is like above?
It's the ones are above me right now, which are always terrible. I'm trying to get the one that's right in front of me turned on. Yeah.
Okay. We'll let you know when it gets there. Yeah.
Hello, Augustine. How are you? McBride.
I had a friend named McBride.
You did. Their first name McBride or last name McBride?
Last name.
Oh, okay.
Where were they from?
Javon McBride.
Oh, okay. Where were they from?
Ooh, I don't know. But I know they're in the South American country right now.
Oh. Hey, Michelle. How are you?
Hey there.
How are you?
Hey, everyone. Good evening.
Daddy.
Hey.
Hi, Robin.
Hi.
How are you?
Who's hi? I'm in a headscarf. I look crazy. Y'all are unprofessional. I don't have my eyebrows on. I'm really raw today. I should turn my camera off.
Well, good thing you have a beautiful face, because then it doesn't matter.
I am authentic. Yes.
Good thing you got a beautiful face. It took care of everything else.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my face off the camera because I'm like,
I love seeing your face. Thank you, Miss Robin.
I'm like, I didn't even draw my eyebrows on for y'all.
I'm in the same boat, Robin. That's why my camera's off. I'm like, I don't want to scare people.
Just remember, that's your thoughts. Everybody has a different thought.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Are you?
We're gonna give it another minute because two people are saying to me, running late around business owner. There's who is iPhone?
Is it in the waiting room? Because it's not here.
No, you don't see iPhone. You probably can't because it's like this big hair.
Okay, yes, I see it.
You see it? Okay.
I see it.
Okay. She changed the name. Hey, Julie.
Hey, Joy.
Hey, Charlotte, how are you? You snuck
I'm
in here.
good. Yeah, camera's off. I've been on camera all day. I'm tired as hell.
No
I
problem.
look
No
a mess,
problem.
so. But I'm here.
No judgment.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, no.
Okay.
Hi. Joyce, so good seeing you here.
How's everybody?
Hi.
Good. Okay. So we are going to get started. Honor everybody's time. God. Oh, got someone else coming in. Right on time. Just get ready to get started. Welcome. Welcome, Angela.
I'm a
Recording
guest.
in progress.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay,
I'm a
how are
guest
you?
speaker
Thank you so
tonight.
much for coming. Oh, let me turn my phone so it won't make any noises. I want to thank everyone for saying yes to yourself. And before we get started, I just want to ground everyone and get everybody settled because everybody came from different place, running in from dinner or work or whatever the case may be. So let's just get settled and put our feet on the floor if you're sitting in a chair or at a desk, or you put your feet on the ottoman or wherever you might be to ground yourself. And we're going to take a slow inhale. Inhale, hold for 4 seconds, 2, 3, 4, then long exhale. Do that one more time. Slow inhale, 2, 3, 4, long exhale. Okay, good. Now we are grounded. We've spent this month talking about the stress, the food loop, cortisol, dopamine, repetition, and neural wiring. But tonight, we get to zoom in on something a bit deeper, the psychology behind eating patterns, which is why I am so excited to introduce someone very special who is joining us this evening. Dr. Denise Thinks is a food educational psychology specialist coach with a PhD in educational psychology and research. After over 15 years of research and higher education, she realized something powerful. We don't just have a food problem, we have a thinking problem. Her specialty is the psychology of eating, how our habits identify emotions and culture shape what ends up on our plates. She's also a former Division I athlete who turned her own health journey into a case study in healing. When traditional approaches wanted to cut out symptoms, she chose to understand the root cause. Now she helps people retrain their brains, rewire emotional eating patterns, and reclaim their power, especially within communities where these conversations are long overdue. What I love about her work is that it aligns so beautifully with what we've been building this month. We've talked about rewiring, emotional eating from a nervous system and metabolic lens. Tonight, she's going to expand that through the lens of psychology, identity, thought patterns, belief systems, because rewiring isn't just biological, it's mental. Dr. Denise, we're so grateful you're here. I'm going to hand it over to you.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Coach. I appreciate that amazing introduction. Thank you guys, and I appreciate you all having me here today. Can everybody hear me okay? All right. All right. Good deal. Good deal. Now, before I extend a little bit more about myself, I just want to ask you guys a quick question. Raise your hand if you've ever eaten and you weren't physically hungry. Anybody? Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was in the right room, because if I wasn't, I was just going to exit on out, because, I just, I want to be here with my people, So just making sure I'm in the right room. All right, good deal. So yeah, just to extend a little bit more about me, as Coach said, yes, I was a Division I basketball player, played at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. And a little bit before that, though, I grew up in a household where the kitchen never closed. And what's funny about that is that later on I realized that my next door neighbors, like literally right next door to me, their kitchens closed at 8 o'clock. Now, the interesting part about that, on top of that, is that out of the 8 people that were in that household, which it was 4 in my household, 8 people in that household, only one of them is still living today. Now, they were all extremely overweight, even as kids. They were, most of them were morbidly obese as they grew up as adults. And like I said, only one of them is alive today. So I'm going to come back to that, and I'm just going to leave you with those kind of thoughts like, that's interesting, right? So I want to get quickly into the feelings wheel. So I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see this. If anybody has ever seen this before, let me know. I would love to know. Let's see. All right. Can you guys see this nice little colorful wheel? All right. Good deal.
Yes.
So a lot of people coming in. That's great. That's great. I'm going to hold 2 seconds so they can come on in the room, as Auntie Tab says. All right. Okay, if you're just coming in, we're talking about the feelings wheel, because most of us eat when we're not even hungry, right? So when we're feeling a particular way, most people say, oh, I'm stressed out, or I'm mad. But those kind of words are really just the root. Or I'm sorry, they're not the root. They're just kind of surface feelings. But I'm so sure your amazing coach likes to get to the root cause, because that's actually how we connected with each other. We're like, oh, we can go deeper than that. Like, now that's just surface level stuff. Let's go deeper and get to the root, right? That's what the feelings wheel helps you do. It's basically to help you uncover your true feelings. So if you look at the wheel, you can see the core feelings, which is more on in the center. I'm trying to remove there's something that's blocking me seeing from what you guys are seeing. Trying to move it out of the way. Zoom is great. Well, all right. Well, I can't see it, but I pretty much know it by heart. So when you're in the center of the circle, that's more of the surface type feelings. As you move outwardly, you get more to the truth of how you're really truly feeling. So how it works step by step is: step 1, you start in the center and you begin with a basic emotion that you notice first. So emotions, again, like I'm angry, I'm stressed, or I'm sad, or I'm disgusted, or happy, right? So this is, again, just the surface feeling of what most of us recognize right away. The second part of it is when you move outwardly, so that next core layer, that helps us understand more specific feelings that are connected to being sad. So you're sad, why? And you may be sad because you're lonely, for example. So you're getting a little bit more specific of why you're feeling sad. Then step number 3, you're able to get a little bit more precise. And then, so why are you sad? Because I'm lonely. Okay, what exactly about the loneliness are you feeling? Are you feeling abandoned or isolated? So that's where, again, the clarity really, really, truly lives. And when you notice the intensity of the colors of the wheel, that kind of lets you know just how mild or really strong that your feelings are, that you're really feeling on at that particular moment. And that really helps you understand not just what you're feeling, but again, just how strong of that emotion that you're feeling. In my school, which is a private community, I give a lot of free prompts to help you begin journaling. And journaling is something that I never truly appreciated until about 2 years ago. And you get to a point to where you're just kind of sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're like, all right, I've heard about it. Let me just try it. So that was journaling for me, as well as meditation. And I love that. I call those alkalizing breaths, what we did before we got started. That just, man, I just want to do it again, just talking about it. That really just really trains your brain. That's part of training your brain to really calm your emotions to what's really going on, right? So when you look at the feelings wheel and help you and get more clarity to help you really get to a point to what you're truly, truly feeling, you won't be singing sad love songs like sitting up in my room, back here thinking about you. I must confess, right? You won't succumb to those, those videos and those TV shows that teach us it's like, okay, my boyfriend broke up with me, so I need a big tub of ice cream. What is that tub of ice cream really gonna do for you? Except give you more shame and more guilt, which is gonna lead right back to more stress, which is gonna lead right back to more stress eating, and just the loop just continues, right? So that's the point of that feelings wheel, to help you get started, to give you more clarity of how you're truly feeling. And then you can ask yourself, is this tub of ice cream really going to help? Now, if you're honest with yourself, you may say still yes, just for the first few minutes, because it feels great on your tongue. It's full of sugar, which sugar is more addictive than cocaine, literally. That's just not an assumption. That's literal science, where sugar is more addictive than cocaine. So yes, that ice cream is going to make you feel good for a little bit, but how are you going to feel a little bit later? 10 minutes later, 30 minutes later, an hour later, the next day. And again, we want to break that cycle. So let me ask you guys a quick question. What are some tiny moments around food that may lead you to food even when you weren't hungry? And I'll ask that again because I know that's kind of like a weird kind of question. But what are some tiny little moments that are around food that may lead you to food even when you weren't hungry? Any thoughts? Any ideas? All right, Coach.
Well, I can just say if there was just a stressful moment, it doesn't even have to be a stressful day, but for me, at times it would be just a stressful moment. Something just didn't work. I probably was working on a project and, it just didn't come together. And so I'll just stop and eat.
Exactly, right? Because we deserve it, or it's been a long day and all those kind of things, right? Absolutely. Anybody else want to share? Don't be acting shy just because I'm here. I know y'all probably be cutting up otherwise. Come on.
Some folks are sharing in the chat.
Oh, okay. I can't see it right now. Can somebody just shout out one of them?
Seeing snacks.
Just seeing the
others snacking.
Yes, right?
An office party.
All of that. All of that.
Disappointment, boredom, anxiety,
celebration.
Yes, right. All of that. Thank you so much for sharing. So yes, it's for some reason, well, not for some reason. There's reasons why we do what we do and it becomes habitual. But there's tiny little moments like that where food comes to play and we weren't even hungry, but until we see it, we get hungry. until somebody mentions, hey, I'm going to get something to eat. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I'm hungry. Go ahead and give me a burger too as well. So there's things that's around food where small little patterns kind of quietly train us every single day. But the good thing about it is that we've been trained in a direction that we don't necessarily want. We can also untrain ourselves. So let me give you another quick little tips on why the feelings wheel is so healthy or helpful, and why you should start there, because it's all about awareness. And I'm pretty sure you guys have talked about awareness, right? If you're not aware of something, you can't change it. So with the feelings wheel and understanding how you're feeling at that particular moment helps you understand, it's like, oh, you know what? This is X, Y, and Z. This is not really true hunger. And you can start that process. You can stop lumping everything into good or bad, or I deserve this, and all those kind of things. The feelings wheel also helps you improve your communication. Who doesn't need help with that, right? A lot of times when we do things that are not so beneficial for our bodies, we start blaming ourselves, which lead to shame and guilt, and that doesn't hurt. That doesn't help anything whatsoever. And then also it helps strengthen our emotional intelligence. So the tool is widely used in therapy and personal growth, because it helps people process complex emotions with compassion instead of judgment. And judgment is one of those biggest things that we gotta really just kind of pause on doing, just judging so many people just because of prior experiences. How many of us have been judged incorrectly? So the fingers that we point at people, we got to look at those fingers that are pointing back at us. And judgment is one of those biggest things that we really got to work on. So anyway, really quick, I want to focus on fear. Because a lot of times that's when I'm working with clients one-on-one, a lot of their issues kind of end up pointing back towards fear. And a lot of times, especially with us, we'd be like, I don't fear nobody but God. And while that may be true, there's a lot of other things that we can fear as well. So it's usually like fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of loss, fear of being overlooked, underpaid, misunderstood, fear of never getting married, fear of being too much and too little all at the same time. Like there's a lot of things around fear that we feel that can end up leading us back to snacking and overeating and emotional eating. Fear is basically a survival strategy. It's passed down quietly through side eyes, through warnings, and that be ready for anything type of energy, right? So for many of us, fear is not imaginary. It's inherited, it's lived, it's reinforced. And fear-based emotions create urgency and a need for control. So when anticipation is rooted in dread, it can feel like anxiety, and it often shows up in how we eat. So that's why fear cravings tend to look the same. If anybody ever wanted something crunchy, salty, and fatty, that's fear showing up, because it's that something now food. It's like you're scared and you can't control anything else. Getting something really quick like potato chips, popcorn, that's that fear that's showing up, and it's talking to the nervous system. So doing the alkalizing breaths or the deep breaths like we did, that is what that's what a good practice is doing for your body. So let me get to my 3 hacks that I practice for myself that helped me slow down, and I went from 4 or 5 bags of chips a week till about maybe 2 a month, So this is not about perfection, but this is about just getting better and better and better, right? So from 4 bags a week to maybe 2 a month, maybe even 1 a month, something like that. So it's a huge difference. So cheat code number 1, daily meditation and intentional deep breaths. With those deep breaths, I have about 5 alerts in my phone that go off, and no matter what I'm doing, I stop and I do those intentional breaths. I also start my day with daily meditations. That was another thing in addition to journaling that I didn't appreciate until about a year ago. And I started doing them consistently, and I was like, you know what, this is actually working. But for me, it was about the voice that I heard. So a lot of people that do meditations don't really look like us. So it was really hard for me to connect. But I finally did find a few of them that I give away inside of my school that actually worked for me. And it was people of color that were actually coordinating these meditations. So I'll send Coach the link if you guys are interested in what those meditations are. The second cheat code is understanding your values and priorities. Now, not your mama's values, not Instagram's priorities and values, all that kind of stuff. Understanding your true values. And it can be kind of tricky as far as understanding what we truly love because of all this bling and all these things that are glittering and it just looks so attractive from afar. But if we really just take some time to figure out what we truly value, our food decisions get quieter. And the reason why, actually, with a lot of my clients, like I rarely talk about food itself is because there's so many other things on the outside is what drives our food choices. So again, if we can understand our true values and priorities, it makes us happier. We can make better, healthier food choices. To help you with this is you can go to drdemartini.com, DRDEMARTINI.com. And he has a system where you answer like 13 questions and then it'll spit back and help you realize what your true values and priorities are. But obviously you have to be very honest with those answers. If not, it's not going to give you what you want. And then the last cheat code I have is Kabbalah. Kabbalah is, it's not a religion. It's a spiritual, it's ancient, ancient wisdom that'll help you understand why you're here. All the questions of the whys. Why am I this way? Why did I meet this person? Why did I get married? Yes, sounds like a great title for a movie, right? But it helps you understand those questions. And so you don't have to Google it, which may give you, telling kind of answers back. But Kabbalah1.com is a website where you can go and help you make a better connection with whomever you believe that is your higher power, whether you call it spirit, whether it's self, whether it's God, whether it's the universe. It helps you bring that connection a little bit more. So those are my little hacks, and hopefully you guys are able to benefit from those and just take it to another level from there.
Wow. Thank you so very much. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. I really appreciate that. Does anyone have any questions before we go further to continue to wrap up? But does anybody have any questions for Dr. Denise? And I already had, I'll put it back in the chat again, but drdenisithinks.com is her website. If you want to go to her website, it's drdenisithinks.com. And I know I sent it to you all in a text message, but that is her website. Anyway, everybody's quiet. Are you quiet?
But it doesn't have to do with what we're talking about. It's about the moss. And it's okay. It's okay if I ask a question about the moss.
Sure.
Where do you get your moss from? And is it something that I see you have different packets of it? So I have bottles of moss in my house, and it's just, I use it just to mix with milk and I drink it. So how do you, I see you use it for your hair, for your rest of your body. Do you just like boil it and use it?
Are we talking about sea moss?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yes. So yeah, when I was growing my hair out longer, now I just keep shaving it off every single week. But yeah, I used to use it in my hair, also as a face mask. My skin used to be so bad that I could smack you guys from wherever state that you're in with my acne on my face. And it was just horrible. So yes, I use it for that. But I just take a tablespoon, or really up to like 1/4 of a cup every single day. And that actually decreases my cravings for sweets. I used to have sweets all day long for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks in between, in between those snacks, just all day long. But now I no longer desire those sweets nearly as much as I used to at all. So there's multiple things. The reason why we really like crave a lot of stuff outside of feelings and emotions is because our bodies are craving minerals, and sea moss provides a lot of those minerals that we need. So when you're craving salt, your body is really craving for, or your body is actually asking for real true sodium, not table salt, but real true sodium, phosphorus. When you're craving something sweet, is craving for, Lord, don't get me lying right now. I'm not looking at the chart, but a lot of times when you just all of a sudden you want something, that's a craving that your body is really asking for a true mineral. When it's, prolonged, then that's true hunger. But if it's something that's all of a sudden, your body is just really craving something that it's not getting. And we are just used to going for a particular snack. But if you've ever noticed, you're constantly wanting more and more chips. You ever got to the bottom of the bag and you're like, dang, I'm done. Right?
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah, because you're never going to get satisfied. And those products are truly engineered to make us want more and more and more, but it's never going to satisfy what's really going on. But I'm so sorry. Sea moss, is great for a lot of different things.
Good. So basically what you're saying is being aware of your emotions helps you to see the cravings that you have and why you're having it. So if you just like, I need a bag of chips, stop for a moment and say, why you want chips?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Just take a pause.
Okay.
In Kabbalah, you'll learn pause, what a pleasure. So just take a minute to just pause for a second, take a deep breath like we did earlier. And then if you can wait 10 minutes later, and even 10 minutes later, if you still want that snack, go for it. Don't deprive yourself of it. But I just ask you guys to do a favor and just, when you're really eating it, kind of taste it and really, really just allow yourself to taste it. And kind of like a lot of times that Little Debbie snacks, I was hooked on those growing up. And I was like, you know what? This is actually nasty when you actually take some time to taste it. It's not even good. So, yeah.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was very informative.
No problem.
Yes. Thank you. We truly, truly are grateful to you, Dr. Denise, for taking the time to pour into this wonderful community of ours and to help us see the psychological layer of what we've been working on this month. So that ties so perfectly on what we've been already talking about.
Good.
So Dr. Denise just walked us through a powerful presentation because it confirms something that we've been practicing. So we realized that this isn't about willpower, it's about patterns. So tonight isn't about learning something new so much as it is about asking ourselves something once. Now that we understand what's happening in our bodies and our minds, what are we actually doing differently? Because information without participation doesn't change us. Honest check-in after the last 2 weeks, when stress rose, what happened next? Did we notice the urge? Did we pause, even briefly, just as Dr. Denise mentioned? Did we regulate before reacting? We're not aiming for perfection. We're aiming for intentionality. Say that right, intentionality. If we interrupted the loop once, that's growth. If we slowed down one automatic moment, that's growth. But if we clearly saw the pattern and chose not to interrupt it, that's no longer biology, right? That's a decision that we're making. And listen, we've all had that moment, just as Dr. Denise mentioned, because I too know so often, all too often, I know that we have. We walk into the kitchen open the cupboard, and suddenly we're in a full stare down with the Oreos. We're not even hungry. We might actually be full from the meal we just ate, and somehow we're one row in on these cookies before we even check ourselves. So that's not called cortisol. That's sneaking into us and sabotaging us. That's us choosing not to interrupt what we now clearly saw happening. And accountability begins when we stop pretending we didn't see it. Identity shift, emotional eating doesn't shift because we know better. It shifts because we behave differently under pressure. Understanding stress is passive. Regulating stress is practice. That moment when the urge rises is where identity is built. Not tomorrow, not Monday. That exact moment. Neural wiring responds to repetition, and repetition responds to consistency. Not intensity, consistency. So the two traps that we keep, of the two traps that keeps the loop alive, trying to eliminate cravings completely. So as Dr. Denise mentioned, you pause for a minute, but if you still want it, then go for it after a while. And another one is saying, this is just how I am. That does not build stability. Cravings are human. Autopilot reactions are conditioned. We're not trying to become monks who never want cookies or chips. Suppressing cravings isn't realistic, and it's not the goal. We're not eliminating urges, we're shortening the loop. Less urgency, less autopilot, and more deliberate choices and reactions. That is measurable growth. One non-negotiable interruption as we close February. Let's choose one non-negotiable, okay? Just one. When a craving arises, we will always pause for 3 breaths or drink water first. Or step outside for 60 seconds. Now it's a little cold out there right now, but if you step outside for 60 seconds or walk up and down the steps for 60 seconds, do something for 60 seconds. We're not going to do this when it feels convenient or easy or when motivation is high. No matter what, we interrupt it first. Not sometimes, always. And this is how we build credibility with ourselves. And credibility shifts identity, which gets us results. So now we're going to talk about what we are going into for the month of March. For the month of March, we're going to move into metabolic stability and rhythm, because interruption alone isn't enough. Stability is what changes biology long term. Regular meals, consistent sleep, morning light, intentional movement, breathing before reacting. Doing these things consistently enough allows our body to recognize the pattern. When our biology trusts the pattern, it relaxes. And when it relaxes, the cravings soften. Energy steadies, decision-making gets so much clearer. So next month is not about pushing harder. We're not starting another dramatic new me era. We're going to continue building rhythm, this rhythm that we started, this rhythm that Dr. Denise talked about, which sounds, maybe it might sound a little boring to you, but boring is consistent. That's what works, and it drives results. So before we're done and we're opening it up, before we open up to questions, let's sit with these 2 questions. And you don't have to answer it out loud. You don't have to come off of mute, but if you want, you can. But when stress arises and we feel the urge to reach for comfort, and I think Dr. Denise already mentioned this too. I think she stole my words. But she already covered this, but when stress rises and we feel the urge to reach for comfort, what are we actually trying to avoid feeling in that exact moment? Is it pressure? Is it loneliness? Or is it disappointment? Is it exhaustion? Is it stress, anxiety? Is it boredom? If we're honest with ourselves, the food isn't the real issue. It's the discomfort we don't want to sit with. And that's exactly what Dr. Denise was talking about. So I want you to think about that. And when the urge hits, who usually wins? The reactive version of us or the regulated one? Whatever we repeat gets stronger. Not the version we talk about, the version we practice. And that's worth paying attention to this week. So let's close with some accountability. Who wants to share a moment where you pause? And I think Dr. Denise already covered this, but if you now want to speak, if you now want to share a moment with you when you pause, even briefly, instead of reacting this week, because I think what Dr. Denise covered was when you actually went for those potato chips. So now we want to know, did you actually this week had a time when you paused briefly instead of reacting? And even when it was inconvenient, when we say it out loud, we strengthen it. So I'll go first. And I'll be a little vulnerable because for me, I instead of not grabbing those potato chips, because potato chips was big for me. And I think we talked a little bit about this, the crunch. And this is why I love this subject, Dr. Denise, because you really hit on that. Because for me, having the crunch and hearing the crunch, it kind of drowned the things out that I did not want to hear, or that I did not want to remember. So I had a little bit of a letdown this week, and I didn't pause. I didn't breathe. I didn't go outside for 60 seconds. I grabbed them potato chips and I ate those potato chips. And then though, I felt so guilty afterwards. So I'm like, okay, I need to listen to Dr. Denise, and I need to listen to the things that I'm saying too, because it did make me feel bad. Because then I'm like, I felt like I did a setback, but I went from there and then said, okay, you know what? Next time that I won't do. I will stop. I will breathe, because that does work. When you stop and you breathe for a few seconds, or you walk, or you just shift whatever's going on, it does make you say, you know what? I'm good. Don't need those potato chips. So that does work. It really does. Anybody else wants to share? I was put myself out there.
I just ate 2 cookies while she was talking. I did, but I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I want these cookies, and I ate them while you were talking too. I was like, oh, she's talking to me, but I don't feel guilty. I do not. I paused. I thought about it. I'm like, yep, that's what I want. So I just thought I'd tell you. And then it works. If you pause and you think about it and you still want them, I ate them.
So basically on the wheel, would you say she was in the positive side, the happy, because it was almost like a reward? She felt good and she ate. Is that correct?
Absolutely, because like the shame and the guilt that we put on ourselves actually makes us gain more weight and gives us more stress than just eating the daggum cookies itself. So absolutely, sometimes you just gotta make a decision, be like, I want these, have them, and your body's fine. So your body hears all this stuff. Yeah.
Correct. I won't do it tomorrow, but today I was like, that's who I am right now, and I'm okay with it.
There you go.
I'm okay with it.
Wow, good. That is good.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that was good. But anybody else would like to share? This was a great meeting. But anyone else would like to share? Thank you, Robin, for that share. Jade, did you come up? Did you want to share? Go ahead, Jade.
No, it's Dakisha, but it always comes up. My daughter.
I always like, wait.
It's okay. It's okay, because it always comes up, and I don't even know how to change it. But just like the lady before, even on the call, and she said Oreos as I'm eating the Oreos. So I had such a stressful day today. So just like the young lady before, that was me a while ago. And and she was exactly right. It was just stress. And I did not pause whatsoever. I just ate the Oreos, and no, I didn't feel guilty because I was like, I want this. But I broke my whole fast a while ago because I'm intermittent fasting. So I done broke my whole fast with some Oreos because I was stressed and it was by the bed and I wanted it. So I'm just having a moment. I like that she called me a young lady. I like that.
Yes, see?
I'm also young now.
But what would you say, Dr. Denise, what would you say to that?
Well, okay. So I didn't bring my whole little story back full circle. When I first started talking about how I grew up with a kitchen that didn't close with my parents, and then my next door neighbors, they closed their kitchen at 8:00, and all of them were overweight. They had a system, but their system was broken. My family didn't have a system, and it could have been broken, and actually it was broken until I finally figured out how to interrupt it, because I was being groomed to keep gaining weight. And when I played the positions that I did in basketball, which is the center or the post player, which we're supposed to be the taller and the bigger players on the court, I'm only 5'12", which but going against girls that were from Kentucky, big cornbread girls, they were like 6'6", 6'7". And because I can't really grow taller, I can grow stronger. But at the time, I was thinking that I had to eat a certain way in order to gain strength. And I got to a point to where I was benching almost 200 pounds. However, I wasn't going to play basketball forever. So when I graduated, those food habits I had carried on with me. If I didn't interrupt it, we might not be having this conversation today. So you got to figure out a way to interrupt it, or imagine yourself the same position, but probably in a not so great position this time next year and 5 years from now and whatnot, and keep on going. So when you get to a place to where, again, you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, that may be your interruption. But, we can only give you the tools. If you don't adhere to it, it's going to be tougher. But that's why groups like this is your system. It is your accountability partner, because again, it's never about perfection, but just the fact that you are aware and you realized it, and the young lady said she was going to do better next time, that's all we can do. That's the great thing about it. So yeah, just keep interrupting those patterns and you'll get there where it's consistent.
Good. So there you go, Dakisha. So you just start over. That's it. But like you said, you didn't feel the guilt or anything. I felt guilty because I did have a lot of potato chips, so I felt really guilty. But if I just had a little bit, I probably wouldn't feel so guilty. But you have to just, start at that point and just make it better. That's all. But I so appreciate everyone's comments. Appreciate everyone coming on this evening. Thank you so very much again, Dr. Denise. So we'll see each other again in 2 weeks. But in the meantime, we will be working on our January. We still have a few days, and not January, March. Still have a few days in February to carry this theme. Well, I want to make sure I'm catching the comments. Anybody? Oh, okay. Yeah, so we'll be back here in 2 weeks. Same bad place, same bad time. Thank you so very much again. And I want everybody to have a good night on purpose. Thanks so very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Well, Alicia.
Thank you, Dr. Denise.
Good night. Thank you.
Hope you can come back again.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That was great.
Dr. Denise, did you say hold on for a second? Or you just
I was just, I'll wait till everybody kind of hangs up a little bit. But yeah, I did want to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay, so we'll hang up.
Okay.
Okay, we'll leave. But Dr. Denise, thank you so much. That was awesome. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And did you guys have questions for Coach? I'm sorry, I didn't want to just kick you out of here. Did y'all? No.
No.
Okay.
We'll leave you guys be now.
You can have them.
Okay, ciao.
Recording
stopped.
It's no huge secret. And Michelle, look, this girl is everywhere. That's what I'm talking about. Man.
Yes.
Michelle, thank you so
I love
much.
her.
I know, right? It's like bow down to the queen. Thank you. Thank you.
And I told her every time I open up my Facebook, or I mean not my Facebook, mainly Instagram. Every time I open up Instagram, there she is.
Right.
Yeah, she probably don't.
Yeah, so I think she set out a goal to make sure that everybody recognized her instead of her former partner, I believe. And she's definitely doing that. She's definitely doing that.
She's doing it.
Sure. Right.
She did it. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
But no, I just wanted to ask you, so what this call, was it all of your clients, or you do a weekly coaching call, or what are you doing? I should ask you that one.
So sure, no problem. I launched the coaching, the reset coaching, natural reset coaching circle, actually. And I launched that. I used to do something sort of like this years ago. But then after I got laid off from my job a year ago, I was able to then be able